Chapter 3, Tracing Earlier Steps. We now look back over the centuries to see what scientists have thought about God. And as we travel back in time, we explore the lives of great scientists from the Renaissance up through the past centuries. We will ask the questions of why did they believe in God, and in some cases, we'll see what limited their faith or even damaged it. Nicholas Copernicus was one such scientist of faith. He was a Renaissance polymath and had a wide-ranging knowledge, learning of many different disciplines. We'll spend some time discussing his life and how his discoveries that the Earth, for example, is not the center of the universe, in no way disrupted his faith. His findings were also initially well received by the Church. Other scientists include Galileo Galilei, an Italian astronomer, physicist, and engineer, described as the father of modern physics. Galileo observed that some objects, such as planets, orbit other planets, debunking the Earth-centered universe. And yet this scientist found no contradiction between his observations and the Bible. He was known to have said that the Bible cannot err, and he saw his system of planetary behavior as an alternative interpretation of biblical text. Still other scientists include Isaac Newton, who came up with the laws of gravity, invented calculus. Rene Descartes, who invented analytic geometry, is a scientist and philosopher and a man of faith. Also Francis Bacon is credited with establishing the scientific method, also a man of faith. And James Clerk Maxwell, a mathematician physicist, developed the unifying laws for electromagnetism. All these men were men of faith and moved our understanding of the universe forward. Finally, we'll explore Albert Einstein's faith. Einstein's an interesting case. He was exposed to both Jewish and Christian instruction. Christian instruction he received from a local Catholic public elementary school in Munich. In his autobiographical notes, Einstein wrote that he was deeply religious until about the age of 12, and then that disappeared. He became skeptical, perhaps of the results of the long-lasting corruption within the church, and he also witnessed the atrocities committed on the Jews in Europe. On the other hand, Albert Einstein believed in a God of order, one that he called a spirit that is manifest in the laws of the universe, one who is vastly superior to that of man. He wrote this in a letter to a 6th grade girl who, on behalf of her Sunday school class, asked Einstein about his faith. The faith of Einstein is manifest in the upcoming chapters on science, part 2 of our book. The limits of Einstein's faith are similar to the limits of many others. This is a place where many come to, and stare at God, but often cannot go any further. Why is this? The answer to this question will be addressed in part 3 of the book.